水は雲隠れし、グルメは生存の線が濃厚。ラビットは私も本日付で上等捜査官になりました。
Ah, what the hell? Oh god! It's alive.
Soldier, did you get your pilot's license at Homeschool University?
Sir, I'm trying my best, okay? It's kind of hard.
Your best is about as worthless as tits on a rattlesnake. My left nut could pilot better than you. My left nut ain't got no eyes, boy. Now get your crap together or you'll fire.
Maybe I shouldn't have forged my pilot's license.
Has this ever happened to you? Absolutely clueless on how to pilot combat vehicles? Well, let me introduce you to this video's sponsor, War Thunder, a free-to-play action-packed multiplayer game filled with vehicular mayhem. Available for PC, PlayStation, Xbox, and even all 7 Mac users. Land vehicles, air vehicles, naval vehicles, classified government experimental vehicles. They got it all. Every inch of this beautiful, stunningly detailed space is a place for combat. They just released the Sons of Attila update, introducing a whole plethora of Hungarian ground vehicles that are Hungary for destruction. Aerial battles were made more immersive with new vocal warnings. Hey handsome, your plane is quite damaged. Let me help you out here. Wow, thank you. Wait, what? Health bars? What are you, a baby? War Thunder has painstakingly separated every component so you can damage them individually. Shot the fuel tank? Fire. Shot that guy's treads? He's immobilized, and is now sitting there like a hopeless loser, waiting for destruction. No. War Thunder is constantly adding updates, so if you played in the past, what are you waiting for? Get back in here. Download War Thunder for free by using the link in the description. All new players, and those who haven't played for over half a year, will receive bonuses. Week-long rentals for the M4 tank, and the P40E1. Fire whoever came up with that name. You also get skins for them. The Eagle of Valor Decorator, 100k Silver Lions, 3 premium vehicles for free, a week of account premium, and more. Thank you, War Thunder, for buying my groceries. Anyways, ladies and gentlemen, I have gathered you here today to announce that I have a superpower. The power of Jinx. Titanfall 2, also known as TF2. Not to be confused with the other TF2, but let's be real, neither game is ever getting new content. I don't believe my eyes. Titanfall 2, after years of DDoSing and broken multiplayer servers, has been miraculously fixed. You can go play Titanfall 2 right now on PC, Xbox, PlayStation, whatever, and you should.
Get your ass beat. Oh my god!
Respawn finally ended their world record for the longest running beta, as private matches are, after 7 years, fully released. Oh my god. The featured playlist is actually being updated, with new game modes being rotated. What timeline are we living in right now? This is one of the greatest FPS games of the decade, but due to idiotic decisions from the gaming bigwigs up top, you probably slept on it. But it's time to wake up, bitch, and prepare for Titanfall. While having Titanfall 2 back could make the manliest man cry, what does this all actually mean? Here's what I think. Remember when Respawn just shadow dropped Apex Legends out of fucking nowhere? Just popped it out of the Gary's Mod spawn menu and was like, here you go. A new gaming sensation. I absolutely believe that Respawn could shadow drop Titanfall 3. I don't know what kind of security this company has, but they gotta have like every employee's family members' names, addresses, and social security codes. Alright guys, thank you for joining Respawn Entertainment. You're gonna absolutely love it here. I know we asked a lot of personal questions, but it was all essential, I assure you. Now, all of your homes have been rigged with C4. So remember the company rhyme, nothing leaves the room, or else your family goes boom. Boom. Now, I know the mere mention of the words Titanfall 3 have some people salivating right now. But hold on for just one moment. It's been about 7 years since Titanfall 2 came out, and, well, a lot has changed since then. Gaming has changed since then. I want Titanfall 3 just as much as the next content-starved, pencil-thin Titanfall fan. But there are many things to consider. So I want to talk about the good, bad, and ugly scenarios of the existence of Titanfall 3, and then give some final thoughts. First, I think it's important to talk about just how likely the existence of Titanfall 3 even is. Is there legitimate evidence to get excited for? Or have I just been doing Titanfall 3 summoning rituals in my bedroom for no reason? I'm happy to tell you that there is actually some breadcrumbs that are pointing to the whole loaf. I'll cover them briefly. First off, Titanfall 3 did exist back in 2017 and had about 10 months of work done. The game had a couple playable missions and the base mechanics were laid out. However, game development is hard. Who would have thought? Ultimately, the multiplayer team was struggling to figure out how to fix issues that the first two games had, and were burning out quick. Then, PUBG dropped onto the scene. The guys at Respawn played it, and were stunned at its revolutionary battle royale experience. They've got it. Let's just make this. But with Titanfall guns. I'm sure you know the rest of the story. So, Titanfall 3 ceased development. But that 10 months of work didn't just get all F4'd, alright? It exists. Waiting. Which brings us to our friendly neighborhood Titanfall conspiracy theorist, Iniquity, God bless your soul, sir, who has been deep in the Titanfall 3 rabbit hole, with some honestly pretty convincing arguments that a third installment is being teased. Hopium is in the air, and I'm thriving off that shit. In a recent Apex Legends update, there was a few lines of ancient nerd language, Unicode, which translates to the release dates of Titanfall 1, Titanfall 2, and Apex Legends. Very interesting. Why mention the release dates of your staple FPS games if you weren't, say, planning another? Next, one of the updates to the feature playlist had a line that says, "Your rockets will blot out the sun," referencing the movie 300. 300. 3. Very interesting. Next, Vince Zampella, the head of Respawn Entertainment, liked a tweet that says, "Titanfall deserves one more chance." Huh. Next, 3 new unlisted videos were uploaded to the Titanfall YouTube channel. This channel hasn't posted something in 6 years, bro. What are they cooking over there? But the most concrete information that we have above all else is that this Reddit user's girlfriend cheated on him with 3 other guys. 3. Titanfall 3. That's it, Respawn. Checkmate. You've been figured out. Announce the game already. As you can see, Titanfall 3 is looking pretty plausible. And with the 7-year anniversary coming next month, and knowing how Respawn handles game announcements, we could be potentially in for the shadow drop of the decade. With all that said, we need to discuss the good, bad, and ugly of Titanfall 3. Hello? It's Titanfall 3. Titanfall is one of the most unique FPS franchises out there with its beautiful combination of 1. Advanced movement that is smoother than the brain of a flat earther, and 2. Giant fucking robots. If you want an in-depth dive of why this game is so good, I highly recommend you watch this video, but I'll give you the SparkNotes version here, you lazy bum. The concept of Titanfall has so much room for potential and growth. It was honestly so far ahead of its time, especially since now we live in a day and age where people are so obsessed with slide canceling and speedrunning carpal tunnel that Titanfall 3 is the perfect game for them. People clearly crave this type of gameplay. The obvious answer to this craving is, well, Titanfall 2 exists. If people wanted to, they could go play that. Well, imaginary devil's advocate, I have some counterpoints. The game didn't work for, I don't know, like half a decade. But now it does. And guess what some people are doing? However, this number would be so much higher if there was a third game, purely just based off the fact that it's newer. Look, we live in a post-TikTok era now, okay? The attention span of the masses just don't care about old things. Unless you're Valve. 1 month in the real world is the equivalent of 1 year on the internet. It don't matter if your game cured AIDS. If it's older than 1 year, most people probably won't play it. A new, shiny Titanfall game, especially today, would effortlessly catch the attention of millions. Plus, a new entry would be the perfect way to learn from Titanfall 2's shortcomings.
Impressive streak.
And build upon it. Respawn has made a foundation made of diamonds. All they need to do is expand on it. Let's cover some things they could add or improve on. A ranking system. With how sexy the pilot gameplay is in this series, it is actually criminal that they don't have a proper competitive ranking system.
You know what? I'm gonna show everybody some very cursed Titanfall gameplay. Boots on the ground. Yep, that's right. It's working.
You know what people like more than competition? Showing off. You can't climb a ladder to reach the top if the ladder doesn't exist. More Titans, obviously. They added Monarch as the first and last DLC Titan. But with mechs, literally anything is possible, dude. I don't have to explain this point too much, because obviously more Titans with more unique abilities would just allow for more dynamic gameplay and player choice. Also, it would be pretty dope if the currently existing Titans got maybe like 1 alternate weapon each. Obviously, keep it within their niche. I'm not asking for Northstar to have a minigun, dear God. Haha, unless. But just more choices for the Titans themselves would be welcome. More modes. Dude, there are way too little modes for how many possibilities Titanfall's gameplay provides. The Last Titan Standing is a great example of using Titanfall's strengths to create a tense, one-life mode, where you get a second chance once your Titan is doomed. It's fucking dope, I love it. Quick side note, people who say Titanfall is better without Titans, please go ruin a different franchise. Do not touch my Titans. Anyways, imagine playing some Halo oddball keep away, but with Titanfall's movement, it'd be like the ultimate game of tag, which could also be a fun mode. Freeze tag. Maybe have a David and Goliath mode where a bunch of pilots try to take on some mega titan that's player controlled. Respawn. Feel free to use any of these, by the way. I just want another game, dear God. Social features. Let's be honest with ourselves, gamers. The social features, and even the UI to some extent, is kind of ass. If there's one thing that Titanfall could use above all else, it's social features. Why can't I see anyone in my party beyond their tiny name? Why, when I click on their tiny name, do I have to be exposed to this dog shit EA app? Also, please get some real lobbies in here, pre and post game. I don't know why companies are so against having in-game lobbies, because it's the perfect way to make friends. Or enemies.
Oh, riot shield! I'm a pussy that use riot shield!
Also, the stats page could use some work. It's like they whipped this up in some shit-free website maker. The best for last. More single-player content.
Protect the pilot.
Good God, Respawn, you cannot just make one of the greatest FPS campaigns of all time and then just not continue it. What is wrong with you? Shame upon your whole family. We need to see BT again, okay? He's become like the new Noble 6 from Halo. He has to be alive, right? More campaign, because this one was outstanding. That's enough for good. Let's move on to... After the massive success of Apex Legends, making just a small $2 billion in revenue, there is not a single doubt in my brain cell that Titanfall 3 is going to have microtransactions. You know it, I know it, it's unavoidable. By the way, I know Titanfall 2 has microtransactions, but they're like actually microtransactions, not microtransactions that cost 1/3 of a full game. Fuck you, modern gaming. You see how you get all of these colors for $3? Yeah, in Titanfall 3, one of these colors would be $20. However, I want to play the advocate this time and say that if that money was used to fuel a third Titanfall game, then god damn it, I'm making a deal with the microtransaction devil. While the customization in Titanfall 2 was good, it's definitely could have been better. Imagine having like Halo Reach levels of customization for your pilot in Titan. swapping out different headpieces and applying some war paints. The only thing we really have for body modifications are the Prime Titans, but there's only one set per Titan, dude. More cool stuff like this, please. Preferably unlockable through gameplay. Now, obviously, the best solution would just to have 0 microtransactions, but that's about as likely as Valve telling us who the fuck G-Man is. It's just not gonna happen. Now, the absolute worst case scenario for Titanfall 3 is that it doesn't exist. That this is the biggest cock tease in gaming history, and all of this hype is going to amount to some new character in Apex Legends that has like a mini Titan ultimate. Or some shit, I don't know, man. The reality is, EA and Respawn are sitting on an endless money printer, and since the multiplayer FPS genre has essentially given up on trying to have even one iota of creativity, I sadly don't think anything is changing anytime soon. They probably see Titanfall 3 as a financial risk that's just not worth it. I could lose one of my golden jets, and then I would only have 12 instead of 13. Okay, I just can't have that. They could just use the excuse of, well, look what happened to Titanfall 2 when it launched. Which obviously is a very poor way to look at the Titanfall franchise because, again, these knob gobblers decided to launch it in between 2 of the biggest names in gaming. Motherfuckers fumbled a diamond. Now, while this is the ugliest scenario, I also surprisingly think that it's actually the least likely to happen. There's no way they aren't seeing the resurgence of popularity in player numbers. The people crave Titanfall.
Hello, Jack.
Even the ones who don't know it yet. I'm sure there's hundreds of thousands of normal people out there who don't use Twitter, who don't even know Titanfall is working again. There's no marketing, there's no advertisements, it's only been purely word of mouth. Imagine how popular it would be with a massive announcement for a 3rd game. Titanfall 2 was a fucking masterpiece, but it is the classic case of right place, wrong time. I'm gonna wrap up this video, it's already been really damn long. I'm sure I missed a couple things, but the bottom line is, the world needs a Titanfall 3. I think the Battle Royale craze has died down where it's not the main thing everyone wants anymore, so it's time for something to mix it up. A high mobility shooter mixed with awesome mecha gameplay, with social features, ranking, and dope customization. Maybe even a map maker if you're feeling a little zany. EA and Respawn, I'll see you on October 28th. With a bouquet of flowers, since you're gonna announce Titanfall 3. Haha, right? Right? That'd be crazy. Please.
Bang, bang, 2 legends, 1 legacy. Bang, bang, surrounded by enemies. Bang, bang, go ahead and cry. Bang, bang, you're all about to die.